Have you ever noticed how professional guitar players can play things very simply and they sound really easy, but when you try to play them, it just doesn't sound the same? Have you ever wanted to have really professional pocket? I'm going to show you some things that are going to help you sound like a professional guitar player. How to rake big diamonds, how to arpeggiate chords, how to create hooks out of arpeggios, and how to sit in the pocket in a straight-ahead driving kind of feel. My name's Justin Ostrander. I'm a session guitar player in Nashville. I cannot wait for you to check out my new course. As a professional guitar player who spent 7 years in the touring world, has been playing sessions for 10 years, and doing the YouTube thing for a couple years, I'm going to share a bunch of things from my secret tool bag that are going to help you become a better guitar player in whatever context you find yourself in. I've created 4 different jam tracks in some of my favorite styles to play, my favorite artists, my favorite techniques that have all shaped me into who I am as a player. One of my favorite modern guitar players and songwriters is John Mayer, and I've got a song that I've written for this course that takes some of those 6/8 blues feel that you would hear off of his Continuum record. We're going to talk about playing open string licks, droning tones, how to do what's called a chick, the upstroke chicks, like in your old R&B tracks. You know, there's a lot of that on Mayer records too. That sounds simple, but there's a couple things you need to know. We're going to just show you how you can do that in a really pro-sounding way. If you're like me, one of your absolute favorite artists is Tom Petty. Whether it's his solo records or the records he did with the Heartbreakers, he and Mike Campbell are absolute masters of playing really simple, hooky parts that make their songs stand the test of time. Some of the things we're going to learn in that style are how to play arpeggios in a hooky way, how to play big rakes with the right amount of tremolo on them that sit right in the pocket of the song, and how to use different rhythm patterns to push the song forward. Speaking of iconic songwriters who have a rock band, one of my other absolute favorite artists is the Beatles. So we're going to talk about some of the techniques that they use in their songwriting, getting outside of the key with a chord that's not necessarily in that key to pull to something harder that's in the key. And we're going to show how they take melodies and weave them through these really interesting chord progressions, using things like secondary dominance and chord inversions just to make your song pop out a little more. To bring it back to the modern side of things, we're going to talk about a very influential band called Coldplay. I have a song that's based on their first couple of records and employs some of the same techniques. We're going to talk about driving guitar parts with delay, playing melodies using open strings that continue ringing through the whole hook, and doing both of those things at the same time. Lastly, one really important aspect of sounding like a pro is knowing how to dial in your tone. From your guitar, which pickup you choose, what's on your pedal board, how you have those things dialed in, whether they're overdrive pedals, reverb, delay, tremolo, to how you set it in your amp. If you're going into the front of your amp, if you're using an effects loop, we're going to talk about all those things so that you can get these sounds out of your amp. Not just the parts, but the actual sounds that made them so iconic. No matter what your level is as a guitar player, this course offers several topics for you to dig into that are going to make you sound more like a professional. I think there's something for everyone, and I cannot wait for you to join me in this course.